Toronto Blue Jays and the Colorado Rockies make a nice deal here. Randal Grichuk traded from Toronto to the Colorado Rockies. So Grichuk here last season, decent season with Toronto. 22 home runs, 81 RBIs, 59 runs scored, a 241 average, and a 281 on base in 511 at-bats. So Grichuk here, he's a good power hitter, free swinger for the fences. And now going to Coors Field, he's actually going to get a bump up in numbers, I think. Obviously with the altitude, and obviously the ball carries over there, and stats inflate in Coors Field. So it wouldn't be surprising to me this season if he could hit anywhere from 30 to 35 home runs playing every day and 81 games this season in Coors Field. So right here, he leaves a great Toronto Blue Jay offense, but it fills more of the Rockies' needs where they need another power hitter to go with Chris Bryant and Ryan McMahon in the middle of the lineup. So in terms of fantasy baseball, Grichuk, if you need some cheap power, because that's all he's really going to bring on is some power and RBIs. He's a guy I would target in the later rounds, anywhere from the 18th to the 23rd round entering the season. And he'll be a good guy for maybe your last utility spot, or a guy to come off your bench and play in days where some of your guys have off. So Grichuk, it definitely bumps his fantasy value up going to Colorado just because it's Coors Field, obviously. And now Tapia, it's a good landing spot for him too. Right here, the Toronto Blue Jays obviously needed a guy who could lead off and steal some bases and a table setter. And that's what Tapia does last season with Colorado. 6 home runs, 50 RBIs, 20 stolen bases, a 273 average, and a 327 on base with 69 runs scored and 487 at-bats. So they were looking for that lefty to start in the outfield, and they get it here. So this trade makes sense for both teams. And Tapia, he's a player I would target a little earlier, anywhere from the 16th to the 23rd round. If you need stolen bases, if you need a guy who's going to score a bunch of runs this season with Toronto, because this lineup's one of the best lineups in all of baseball, and we know Toronto's got a lot of mashes and big hitters, even with Marcus Semien leaving in free agency, going to the Texas Rangers. So a good trade between both teams here fills both needs, and both these guys' fantasy values definitely go up in their new landing spots in 2022, entering the season in 2 weeks.